41% of all code written today is generated by AI, not assisted, generated. So somebody's going to ask me eventually, why not just vibe code the ERP? Skip the 18-month SAP project entirely. I'm David. This is Confessions of a Tech Optimist, and today it's just me, because this one actually changed my mind partway through writing it, and I want to walk you through exactly where that happened. So, let's set the scene. Vibe coding. You know the term by now. Collins Dictionary made it word of the year. Is basically describing what you want in plain English and letting the AI write it. And by 2026, it's not a toy anymore. 92% of developers use AI coding tools every single day. 63% of the people using these tools aren't even developers. One CEO said 3/4 of his users have literally never written a line of code. And here's the case that got me excited in the first place. This isn't just landing pages anymore. There's a real methodology now called agentic engineering, where AI agents work inside a sandbox with actual enterprise context. Your data models, your compliance rules, your API contracts. Forrester says engineers are turning into what they call AI conductors, orchestrating the work instead of typing every line. So why not an ERP? Why not describe your invoicing workflow, your approval chains, your inventory logic, and let the AI just build it? Here's where the optimism runs straight into a wall, because the same research that shows 92% daily adoption also shows only 29% of developers actually trust the code that comes out. Think about that gap. Almost everyone's using it. Less than a third believes it. That's not a technology people have embraced. That's a technology people are managing. And the specific failure modes are the ones that should terrify anyone thinking about an ERP. 45% of AI-generated code has security vulnerabilities. AI fails to defend against basic web attacks the majority of the time. It hard-codes credentials. It hallucinates entire software packages that don't exist, and someone out there registers the fake package as malware, waiting for your AI to import it. Now imagine that inside the system that touches your payroll, your financial close, your customer data. And it's not just security, it's consistency. Ask an AI for a data fetching function on Monday, you get one pattern. Ask again Wednesday, you get a completely different one. Neither is wrong. But an ERP isn't one function, it's thousands of interlocking business rules that all have to agree with each other, forever, across every department, every fiscal year. The CEO of Mendix, a company that's literally in the low-code ERP business, put it bluntly. Vibe coding is fast and creative, and quote, deeply unreliable for enterprise use. So let me steelman the optimist case one more time before I give up on it. Maybe the problem isn't vibe coding itself. Maybe it's just early. Maybe in 18 months the tools get good enough. Except that's not really what the data says. There's an emerging split in how the industry even talks about this now. 3 tiers. Vibe coding. Fast, ungoverned, prompt and pray. AI-accelerated development. Faster, but with review. And agentic engineering. Bounded, sandboxed, governed from the start. And the honest read is that true free-form vibe coding, the fun kind, the kind people mean when they say the word, structurally cannot satisfy what an ERP demands. Not isn't there yet, cannot. Because the moment you add the governance an ERP legally requires, you've quietly rebuilt a software development lifecycle. With specs, with review gates, with architects, you've rebuilt the thing vibe coding was invented to skip. And that actually lines up with something I've said on this show before, back in our very first episode about SAP consultants. The job was never typing the code. It was translating the messy, undocumented reality of how a business actually runs into a system that has to be right every time for years. AI didn't remove that translation problem. It just moved where it happens. Someone still has to write the pristine spec, as one framework calls it now. The bulletproof blueprint the AI then executes against, almost like a very fast typist. That someone still needs deep judgment about the business. We just renamed the job. Here's my confession. I wanted vibe coding to be the thing that finally actually threatened the ERP as we know it. Democratized software creation, no gatekeepers, the whole optimist's dream. And for prototypes, internal tools, single-purpose apps, it genuinely is that. I don't want to take that away from it. But an ERP isn't a prototype. It's closer to a constitution. The rules a company has agreed to live by, encoded in software, expected to hold under audit, under regulation, under a decade of people who didn't build it and have to trust it anyway. And vibes, even really good AI vibes, aren't a constitution. They're a first draft. A very fast, occasionally brilliant, sometimes dangerously wrong first draft. So will you ever vibe code an ERP? Some version of the words vibe coding, sure. The phrase will probably survive. Marketing loves it. But what actually ships into production will look nothing like vibes. It'll look like specs, sandboxes, and a human who's still accountable when it breaks. Which, honestly, is just consulting, wearing a hoodie instead of a suit. That's my confession this week, on Confessions of a Tech Optimist. If you build software for a living and just felt a little seen, good, that means it worked. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or Spotify, leave a review, and send this to the developer on your team who's a little too excited about shipping 20,000 lines in 20 minutes. I'm David. See you next time.